Hey everyone, RG with RGFam Games here with a special video for you. Today we are doing a pickups video. So today I ventured up to the Sheboygan, Wisconsin area and checked out a couple of stores. One of my absolute favorite stores is a store called Freak Toys. Check them out on the internet. If you ever are in the dairy land of Wisconsin, head up to Sheboygan, go to Freak Toys. Excuse me. The selection is unbelievable for retro games, and they have retro toys everywhere. I mean, it's a nerd's heaven, basically. So anyway, I went there today and I picked up some games that I couldn't resist. All boxed games today, and spent more than I wanted to. Didn't, it's kind of cool just going in, not looking for anything, just like, hey, let's see what they got. And then you're like, oh my God, I have to have that. Oh my God, I have to have that. Oh my God, I have to have that. And yeah, and then, your bank account's empty. So anyway, let me show you what I got. One thing I've not collected at all whatsoever and have stayed away from is the Atari 2600. I don't have a system right now. This Atari 2600 was my very first system, and I do have crazy nostalgic for it. The memories, but I've just never thought about collecting for it. It's like, I'd just rather collect the other systems. I don't know how much I would play an Atari if I had it. I still like to go back and play the 8-bit systems, the 16-bit systems, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't have any desire to go back and play the 2600 at all, even though I have all these fond memories and love it. So anyway, as I'm at Freak Toys today, they had a pretty big, I don't remember ever seeing them have this before. They had quite a selection of boxed Atari games. And the first one I came across was Super Challenge Baseball. Super Challenge Baseball was my baseball game of choice. There was also Home Run, there was Real Sports Baseball, and then there was regular baseball. But Super Challenge was mine. This was, and so we got, it actually has the original instructions with it, which is just crazy. And then there's, I didn't even realize this. Inside this box, they also gave me the instruction booklet for Real Sports Baseball. Two totally different games. Very, very different games. Real Sports isn't bad either, but weird that I didn't even see that was in there. And then the cartridge was a little weird for Super Challenge Baseball, and they had a couple sports games. If I can get it out, it won't come out. Maybe it needs to come out the other side. Comes with this kind of a funky, weird shaped cartridge, but there's the label, Super Challenge Baseball. This was it. This was my baseball game, and I would play this game for hours and hours and hours because I didn't have a whole lot of games to play. So I saw this, and again, I'm not really collecting for the Atari 2600, but then it was complete in box, and it was $8, and I'm like, how can I say no? And then it was in a plastic case, and I thought I was gonna get the plastic case when I bought it, and it turns out they're like, well, we try to keep these cases unless it's an expensive game, so they would not let me keep the case. So needless to say, I went on eBay and I bought some cases to put this in and the next game. So the next game you may be familiar with if you watch this channel, because I did a whole video on this game. It was my inaugural Games That Made Me, and it's one that a series I'll get back to. But my Atari 2600 game. This was it, Mega Mania, and it's in the box, and this box is in really bad shape. But we got the instructions again. This is the first game. Actually, it's the only game I ever went and I took a Polaroid of my high score and I mailed it in, and I became a Mega Maniac, and I got a patch sent to me in the mail. It even says here, how to join the Activision Mega Maniacs. If you reach a score of 45,000 points or more, you are eligible to become an official Mega Maniac. Simply send us a picture of your TV screen showing your score along with your name and address, and we will send you an official Mega Mania emblem. So yeah, yeah, gosh, this is amazing. This is just amazing, so good. Steve Cartwright was the developer. There's a whole little thing on Steve Cartwright here in the instruction booklet. Very cool. Obviously, you guys know how much this game means to me. I don't really need to go into all that. Here is the cartridge. Boom. Classic. All of the Mega Mania cartridges that I've seen everywhere are faded like this. They all have this kind of faded paint stuff going on. So, but yeah, I saw this and I could not resist. So, now I have two boxed Atari 2600 games. And I will get this in a case. And maybe I'll be on the lookout for a better box. This box is in really rough shape. Still has a KB toy sticker on it though. It was originally $27.99 at KB Toy Store, then marked down to $13.99. So, but I'll be on the lookout for a better box. But still, very cool to have. I couldn't resist it. And this actually was like, it wasn't cheap, but worth it. And then that's my Atari 2600 games that I got. And then do you remember back to my Sega Master System pickup video? They still had a lot of games from that one guy collector. The collector sold his entire collection to Freak Toys, and there's still a lot of those original games there that I wanted. Didn't pick up last time, and I couldn't walk away from this one this time. There's so many of them that I just thought I could have spent so much money today, but I relatively behaved. Anyway, you guys have heard me talk about this game a lot. I got Paperboy. I got a boxed Paperboy. Now I think this is the US version. It's a little weird because it's got, the game it has a kind of a weird label, and there's the instruction booklet. I think because it's US gold, I think this is the American version, or I don't know if this is the one that was sold in Europe as well. I think that one might look a little different, but it's just weird because it has just a different label and everything. It's also licensed by Tengen, and it has very interesting with the label. But I absolutely am a huge fan of the Paperboy games. Never had it for the Master System when I was a kid. Actually, I've never owned a Paperboy game ever that I can think of. I would always rent them several times. But I love Paperboy so much, and Paperboy 2. So to have one on the Dreamcast on the Master System and be in such good condition, little dirt in the box, but this is such a great condition in this game. I couldn't pass it up, and I got a really good deal on it. I think I paid like $19 for it or something. That's a really good price from what I've researched. And then different section of the store, saw some other box ones, and I'm looking, blah 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 blah. Yeah, no. What was that? Is that game really there? Is that game right there one of the games that's at the top of my wish list? Is it there? Is that it? Just wedged between those other games that are kind of common-ish games? And then I asked, it's in, because these games are all in cases. And so I asked and said, hey, can you get the keys to this case? I want to see how much this game was. Because I thought it was going to be crazy, crazy, crazy expensive. And once I found out it was reasonable, I immediately pulled the trigger. And this one, they gave me the plastic case with. And it is Romance of the Three Kingdoms 3, Dragon of Destiny. Bum, bum, bum. In the plastic case. This box is in near immaculate shape. There's a sticker on it that I can try to get off, and I'm sure I could. I just haven't. There's like some weird sticker here that I'm sure I can get off. And there's a little scratch in the back. But the corners are perfect. The coloring is perfect. This is, you guys have heard me talk about the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games many times. They were just so much fun to me. I mean, I love simulation games, and as a kid, and I never owned any of them. As much as I loved them, there were other games again. I never owned a lot of games. I just rent games, and me and my friends would rent these, and a couple of my friends, and we would play these all the time. And we spent a whole weekend to stay up as late as we can to just get through some campaigns and play each other. And there is the cartridge. The cartridge is in immaculate shape, so clean, so beautiful, so perfect. And then it comes with, I didn't open this fully yet. So there's the poster, Romance of the Three Kingdoms poster. Okay, let me get the glare off for you. There we go. And then on the back, boom, is the whole map. The Age of the Three Kingdoms map. And we go this way, a little legend there. So in this game, I'm always Son C. In any of the three games. That's just the guy I picked to be my guy. There's really no reason other than that I randomly picked him the first time I played it. He was just my guy every time. It does not have, what I found out though is I am missing the manual. When I kind of looked, I should have checked. When I saw this in the box, I said, okay, the map's there, and I guess I assumed the actual manual is there. The actual manual is not here, but still got a very, very good price on it, and it's so minty that I couldn't say no. I mean, this is, you look how pretty this is. It's so pretty. Cool thing about this is you can actually play up to 8 players at one time. You just take turns, and then and that's what me and my friends would do. We would just take turns, and because one turn, if you're messing, depending on how much space you have, you can be just going through all your generals and telling everybody what to do, and it could take a long time for someone's channel. And then if you were gonna attack somebody, then your turn would take even longer, and then it would just be like, oh, you're attacking somebody this turn, oh, I don't want to wait for you to go through their battle and everything like that. But it was still fun. The other person would be eating or doing something else, and everyone takes their turn. But this game, such a special place in my heart. And actually, Romance of the Kingdoms 1, Romance of the Kingdoms 2, Romance of the Kingdoms 2 is probably the one I played the most. Then Dragon of Destiny came out later. I mean, 3 came out 1993. Yeah, so 2 and 3 are probably the ones I played the most out of all of them. So to add this to the collection, to see this sitting there just in box like this, in such a crazy minty box, it blew my freaking mind. So cool to have this added to the collection. It means the world to me to have this in here. So still need Romance 2, and I need all of them. But yeah, so that's my pickups for today. I mean, these are the 2 big ones. I mean, Jesus, these are just two of my most favorite franchises of all time. And then my absolute most favorite game is as a juvenile, you know, when I was super young, and I mean, just and then the baseball game I played the most. I mean, just I I couldn't have done any better of a pickup of just in staying in a reasonable budget. I'm kind of speechless. So sorry, I don't have a lot to say. I'm so excited. I just can't believe I added all these games to the collection. So let me know if you have any experience with these games or any thoughts on these games. Love to talk about them in the comments with you. And like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you next video. Bye.